Hi, I'm Tracy Latome, and I'll be your host for Connections with Tracy. I'm going to show you how you can eat the cake, drink the good wine, take the trip, get that dream job. I'm going to introduce you to my connections. I'll be on every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. I hope you'll be able to join me. Now on to the show. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Connections with Tracy. My name is Tracy Latome and I will be your host. We are here every Tuesday night from 7 to 7:27 and we're so excited that you're able to join us. I have a very special guest, and the only reason she's so special is because I have known her probably for, and I counted all my fingers and toes and she's probably be mad that I said it, but over 25 years.
Yeah, about 24, 25.
So that being said, my beautiful guest today is Laura Sanders. She's a realtor for RE/MAX. Not only is she number 52 globally, but she is number 10 or 12 in Broward County and number 1 in Coral Springs, which is very exciting because this gal is out there hustling. And when I met her, she was actually in the mental health service, is what I remember you doing, and investing in these houses and opportunities, and you were starting to purchase, rent, flip, and that's how I remember meeting Laura. So welcome my guest, Laura Sanders.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So excited. All right, so tell me how you become 52 globally. I mean, how many houses do you have to sell in a day to become 52 globally?
So actually in the United States, I'm 121 for every realtor as far as the number of sales that I do.
Okay.
So I sell about 150 homes a year. I do about 150 transactions a year. And I don't know, I pretty much eat, sleep, and breathe real estate, along with a taco here and there.
Well, it is National Taco Day, and we will get into that, of course, because it is Taco Tuesday as well. And Laura is known on Facebook and most of social media for her taco diet. And we could talk about that now if you want. You segued that. I wasn't going to start that now. But Laura has actually lost 33.5 pounds on Taco Bell, a meal a day. And Taco Bell, if you're listening, I could use a sponsor. Just give me a little jingle. We're here at Connections with Tracy. You can sign up on Facebook, and we're here every Tuesday night. But tell me how did you even come up with Taco Bell to lose weight?
So, of course, when you met me 20 some odd years ago, I was probably about 80 pounds lighter, 2 children lighter.
Life
was lighter. And, you know, I was just getting into real estate as an investor. So, you know, you get to a point in your life where things are just, I want everything to be perfect. I like everything to be perfect, which that's very hard to do. And I gained a ton of weight. And one day I was like, okay, what do I like to eat? And I was like, I really like that chicken power bowl from Taco Bell. So for 60 days straight, I ate the chicken power bowl. And
60 days.
60 days.
No, you didn't get bored. You didn't have to alter it.
No, on 61 happened to be a Sunday, and I threw it up back in the bag.
All right.
So that didn't stop me, though.
It was enough.
That was enough for the Taco Bell bowl.
Okay.
I figured I got to change it up a little bit. And I did.
And did you look up the calories?
Yeah.
Did you?
And I don't put the sour cream. So with the sour cream, it's 490. I log the whole 490, and then I eat without the sour cream. So I figure if I log everything and then I count my calories, I utilize Noom, which is a great app. It's like $139 a year. So, and it kind of tells me what, you know, I'm eating. You know, there's a lot of misnomers. Like, I thought you couldn't eat bananas. I thought you couldn't eat oatmeal. I eat oatmeal with brown sugar for breakfast a lot. and
So it's
fills me
other
up.
things besides Taco Bell.
Of course, and I say that all the time because, oh my gosh, these people on Facebook, they're like,
That can't be healthy for you.
Oh, they're telling me you're gonna die, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna die. It's probably
Somebody
not
said it
from
was bad for your heart. I saw, and you don't get defensive, but you're like, you know what? DM me and let's talk about this because I can help you.
Yeah. So it's funny. It's more the guys that are getting all like freaked out about it, and the women are like, "Tell me more! Like, what are you doing? I want to do that." And I'm going for like another 44 pounds, and people are like, "Oh my God, you're going to be too skinny." I'm like, "Nah, there's a lot here, you know." So anyway. No, it was something that I just wanted to try, and I never intended to go on Facebook and start telling people, hey, but I thought, I'm on Facebook showing people's houses, I'm doing things for real estate, and I wouldn't go on Facebook for the longest time because I felt so self-conscious. My face was so swollen. And so all this sodium in Taco Bell and my face isn't as swollen? Explain that one to me.
Right.
Like, okay? Like, I don't even want to tell you people I drink 2 big gulps a day of Diet Coke. I mean, freak on that. And I'm losing weight, which is crazy.
And you feel good, and that's
Oh
important.
my God, I feel really good, which is crazy and I feel better about myself. And honestly, self-esteem is more about that. So if it takes Taco Bell or whatever it takes for you, if you're doing it with a McDonald's small hamburger at 250 calories and that works for you, then that's what you should do. I mean, I never said you should eat Taco Bell. I said, I ate Taco Bell for 60 days and I lost 15 pounds. And I was thinking to myself, there's no way I'm losing any more weight after this. This is gonna and then my smart 16-year-old was like, cut your calories back just a little more. And when I finally plateaued, and I did, and all of a sudden it started again. And I was like, okay.
So what did you do? Take a third less bite, or did you just cut your portion down a little bit?
I cut back 200 calories off of what Noom said that was a good amount of calories. I'm not starving. I'm eating. I go to one of our favorite places, Runyon's in Coral Springs.
Hey, Joe.
And,
Shout out.
And I'll eat mozzarella. I don't want to offend any Italians. I'm a white girl. I don't say it right. With tomatoes. And the red onions, right? But then I put chicken on it too.
Oh,
and it's like I don't gain weight the next day.
And are you weighing yourself every day? Because I hear that's something that you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to weigh yourself every day.
Okay, so type A personalities weigh themselves every day. So if you want somebody that's really cares about detail and stuff, I'm definitely the realtor for you. I'm definitely the dieter for you. I pay attention to everything. I log everything I eat.
You have an eye for detail. You don't miss anything.
Yeah, that's why when I go into people's homes, now I will never tell people anymore what they need to do to get their home sold until you hire me. That's part of what's special about what I do. I mean, that's just one of things. It can keep you from inspection pitfalls. Listen, I do real estate all through Broward and Palm Beach. I mean, I'm closing a house this week in Fort Pierce with some great clients. They've been my clients. They've done 11 transactions with me. They're awesome clients. And I've learned that the things I could tell you, in Coral Springs, 1 out of 10 homes have a structural issue. How do you know if you do or you don't?
How do you know?
I know, and I can't tell you until you hire me.
So that's
I can spot these things out.
And your surveyors, you're going to meet somebody today to go
I'm going for an
inspection.
inspection. Yeah, for inspection. So after this, I'll be going to meet a client for inspections. And, they're very new to real estate. And, she's like, well, I really can't. You don't need to be there for the whole thing. I'll be there because at the end, you wouldn't have any idea what you're reading in that report. And some people do. But some people don't, and that's the thing. I could sit here and be like, okay, and they'll be like, oh, it's got a double tap. And okay.
What's a couple
hundred. It's not a big deal. It's a couple $100. Oh, all the window balance rods are broken. Yep, because you don't use your windows. That's very common. These are common things that happen.
On older houses or even?
No, so do you think 20 years old is old? No.
No, I don't think so.
Very common in a 20-year-old house to have broken balance rods because most people don't ever open their windows. It's kind of like having a 1975 car. Everything was run by a power belt that was rubber. So what happens to a rubber band when it sits too long?
Gets
falls
dried
apart.
out.
It gets dried out and falls apart. It comes apart. Same thing with balance rods, same thing. And that's the thing, like you need somebody that's educated. Like, I'll give you an example, like people go around, they go, oh, I want to buy a condo. Do you know how much money you need to put down on to buy a condo?
3%.
Nope.
How much?
It depends on the condo. So for instance, you could do 3%. Let's just say, for instance, it has reserves. Well, what is reserves? Most condos don't have reserves. So in order to utilize a 3% loan program, you would have to have 10% in reserves with the condo's budget, not your reserves. The condo has to have 10% in reserves. Now, not everybody qualifies for a 3% loan.
Oh.
Depends on your credit score.
Sure.
It's all credit is driven. So, and then it even moves on to what kind of insurance does the building have? These are the things that people don't realize that are really important to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know to ask these questions. So you know what happens? Buyers go out with realtors, they get under contract in a condo, and then they've spent $600 on an inspection, another $650 on an appraisal, and then all of a sudden the budget comes back, or the insurance for the condo comes back, and they tell them, guess what? We can't finance this building.
You don't qualify.
So not that they don't qualify, it's not about them, it's about the building.
Oh.
So that's why a lot of times, like, I'll tell my clients, pick some buildings, show me in the area where you're at what you like. Then I request the budgets for those buildings, and then I start to focus on those buildings.
So you're doing a lot more behind the scenes
And
too,
people don't
before they
realize that.
even-
And people don't realize that. Like, they don't realize how much work. And I'll give you an example. I went on an appointment the other day, and the guy's like, well, I want to sell the house. I'm like, why do you want to sell the house? He's like, well, the pipes underneath the house broke. And I go, well, you've only been here since 2018. He's like, yeah, I know. I go, did you scope the pipes before you bought it? Because it's a 1970 house, 1968 house. You would always want to scope the plumbing. He goes, well, my realtor was new and she didn't know. And I said, well, now.
What's scope the plumbing? It sounds like a little
Yeah,
tube that
pretty
goes
much.
underneath. And
Yeah, so typically what they do is the plumber gets up, and this costs almost as much as the inspection, by the way. It's like the inspection's like $500-$600.
But you want to find this stuff out now before you
Correct. So,
have to sell your house.
right, so yeah, even when I flip homes, which I do, I check the plumbing out before I sell it, because I want to know before I go to put it on the market that they're not going to come back and say to me, oh, we need 12,000, 15, it depends on how far it depends on a lot of stuff on what the cost is going to be. And you can balloon the lines, which again, I'm getting into like crazy stuff that you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about, Laura, and like
Right.
neither is anybody
Just sell
on
my house.
and nobody on the show cares. So maybe we should go back to the Taco Bell diet and talk about, all the crazy people on Facebook that are like, oh, you're nuts and your blood work's probably bad. And I'm like, nah, it tells me something different, but
And you went for your blood work, so
I go every month.
you do?
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
is that part of your diet?
No,
Because you-
I suffer from an autoimmune disease, so
you have to get your blood checked.
I do it to watch to see, like, so I know.
And diet's important, so they're probably really excited that you lost a bunch of weight.
My doctor was shocked.
And did you tell them how you lost it?
It was a she, but
She, them, sorry.
I did not tell her.
He, her, them.
She
I'm
didn't
sorry,
ask.
there's
It's
92
funny.
pronouns.
It was the first
I
time.
apologize.
No, it was the first time I had actually done a Zoom call with the doctor, so I wasn't in person with her. So I was like, I didn't really get into it was with Taco Bell. I just said, oh, I'm down because this appointment was like a week and a half ago. I was like, yeah, I'm down 31 pounds. She's like, really? I'm like, really? She was like that. I was like, yeah. I was like,
Now, I guess you don't have to do it. I mean, of course, if Taco Bell wants to sponsor her show. But you could do that at any Mexican restaurant, right? You could go to
no, you got to
get
be
a bowl or
no, you got to be careful
because they're not telling you the calories like Taco
they're
Bell
not telling you
is.
the calories. Plus, everything's pretty much portioned. So what happened is when like I told you, day 61, I threw up back in the bag.
That's not what she meant, Taco Bell. I
Yeah,
promise.
no. It's just because I ate the same thing over and over and over. I was getting bored of it. So I went to 2 soft chicken tacos. And they have less calories than the beef. But then sometimes I have the beef, which is more calories. But again, I'm accounting for my calories as I go. And so I love the soft chicken tacos. And I actually love the wraps. So like to me, it's like I'm getting bread. And that's the biggest thing. Like my autoimmune disease, like I'm not gluten. Like I don't have a problem with the gluten based on my
that was the
blood
next
work.
question,
No,
gluten.
on my blood work. Per my blood work, it doesn't say I'm allergic to gluten. but per what I have, they say you should stay away from gluten, and it creates you to be tired, and it creates all this stuff. But I'm telling you, like, I truly believe. Okay, so now I started on June 7th or 8th, whatever it was. So fast forward, like, normally what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you're on a diet? How much effing longer do I have to do this, right? Like, when is this going to be over? Like, when can I stop? And I'm like, never been, and I'm telling you, like, you've known me for how long? Of course, I was skinny when you first met me, but like now I'm like, how much longer do I have to eat like this? Like, how much? I don't feel that way.
I have to ask, are you working out? Do you walk?
I'm walking as many nights as I can.
I just heard about a new gym, and we can talk about it off air because I really want to go check it out, and it's right by us. We'll see. We'll see. I already pay for a gym membership that I don't have, but I heard these amazing things about a place on Riverside and University. And if they would like to be a sponsor, I will gladly share your name too.
Okay.
All right, so you didn't have your Taco Bell today. You couldn't find a Taco Bell. Now, isn't there an
usually,
app?
that's what I do.
Do you have a Taco Bell app?
No, I have
that's-
no, I put it in Waze, but because I didn't want to be late and I didn't want to go out of the way, today I didn't, but I'll have it for dinner instead.
All right. And what about the rest of the family? Are they bored of Taco Bell? Or are they like, Mom, you just
So
go
remember, I
do-"
eat it for lunch. I'm not with them at lunchtime.
Oh, okay.
So like one day when it was on the weekend, and I said, oh, I'm going to get Taco Bell. Do you want a bowl? Like, my son loves Chipotle. I don't particularly care for Chipotle, which is weird, right?
And do they have the same calorie, like, or you just don't like the flavor?
I don't
It
like the
just
flavor of
doesn't-
Chipotle.
And you might as well get what you want if you're.
Yeah. And you know, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. So all these people that are freaking out about this, they go to, like, let's just say they go to BJ's. Okay, you go to BJ's to eat, right? Do you not think that they put sodium in their chicken? Oh, by the way, the lettuce that you get at Publix, they put stuff in it so it could sit on the shelf for how long?
And what the oil that they cook everything in. So everything comes from it. If
But
you
it's
look
not
at a
oily.
squeeze bottle, there's an oil of, when they're cooking burgers and
Of
steaks
course.
and chickens, and you can absolutely ask for it, but if you're cooking on a flat top, there's still going to be oils. Of course, it's better to eat from home because
Definitely stay away from Chinese food, though. That has sodium.
Okay, so that's out of your
that,
diet.
That made me gain. So I had just the.
And I have that once a week. I
No,
bet
no,
you if I cut that out, that
I
would
bet
help.
you would, because I had on Saturday night I ended up having the sesame chicken. Huge mistake, though I lost back that weight that I gained from it, but that was definitely got to be water weight. I freaked out and I was like, okay, and that's why I think weighing yourself every day, it tells you like the things that you're doing wrong. So
What about mall chicken?
what?
Mall chicken.
Oh, mall chicken? Yeah, probably not good for you.
And you
Not that, remember Taco Viva was in the mall back in the day?
Yes.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God, that was the best.
Yeah, so.
Oh, they used to have Chick-fil-A and McDonald's. I mean, they had
And
all
I've-
the
yeah,
good
I've
stuff.
never, I do think that I don't particularly care for Chick-fil-A, but I definitely think they shouldn't be allowed to advertise on Sundays if they're not open on Sundays, so that you can't see the commercial and then be like, oh, I really want Chick-fil-A.
And that's the only time I want Chick-fil-A
On
is
Sundays
honestly
and
on
maybe-
Sundays. And then there's a sushi place in Coconut Creek called Nobu, and they're closed on Mondays. And it's the only time I crave sushi is when it's closed. I don't know. I'm a little kooky. I know that.
Yeah, and then if they opened, you wouldn't be interested.
Probably not.
Yeah,
But
it's
there
like-
is a new taco place in Coral Springs that I made friends with that I'll have to take you to. I don't know if they have their calories written in, but this steak taco is to die for.
So you got to be careful with steak.
Okay.
Our body has a hard time breaking down steak.
So
in general,
mostly
red-
chicken, is that what you're doing? Chicken and fish?
I'll do the beef. I'll do like the ground beef, but it's not that much in there. Because most, it's like it's satiating enough that I'm full. And you know what the biggest thing is? What makes you feel really bad is when you what? Overeat. How do you feel after you overeat?
Stuffed, tired,
Like
lethargic.
Yeah. So I think I'm eating just enough.
Listen, you look great. I ran into you a couple weeks ago and I was just like, of course I'd seen you yelling at people on your Facebook about leave me alone. I'm doing really good on my Taco Bell
Yeah,
diet.
and I think I look different if you've seen like me standing up versus.
And I do remember you used to FaceTime a lot, or Facebook Live a lot with your properties, but I kind of thought with the properties flipping so quickly and selling so quickly, you probably didn't even want to have to post anything because you.
No, it's not that. I didn't want to see myself on it. I'm telling you, my face was really swollen, and that's why I think like people say there's so much sodium in it. So when people started saying that, I was like, all right, I listened to what you're saying, and then I Googled it, and I looked at how much sodium was in like the bowl, and I looked at how much sodium you're allowed to have, and I looked at how much Diet Coke I'm drinking. And
Is there a lot of sodium in Diet
yeah.
Coke? Because I never looked.
Yeah.
I was a Diet Coke-aholic my whole entire life, and I just had my teeth got a bunch of stuff done, and I've had 3 sips of a Diet Coke in a month and a half. I was you know me, I used to bring
Yeah.
a 6-pack of work of Diet Coke, stick it in the ice bin at Brews Room, and I'd sip from a can all night long. That was my gig.
because they had Pepsi there.
They had yeah. I
Sorry,
know.
Pepsi.
Yeah, sorry, Eddie.
That's why at Taco Bell, I do not get Pepsi. I'm like, if you could just
Taco
have
Bell,
Coke
no,
there, it would
she'll
make
learn to drink
no,
Pepsi.
it would make the whole package perfect.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, because like when I go to the one in Coral Springs, I have to go to Cumberland Farms. See, by the way, Cumberland Farms, I think, I don't know if it's last month, they had free coffee on Fridays.
Oh, I like Wawa Diet Coke. If I have to drink.
Cumberland Farms better.
Really?
Better.
And
I know
liked
people, you're like, what are you guys talking about?
McDonald's Diet Coke. Listen, when you're a Diet Coke connoisseur, you know exactly where to get your Diet Coke.
You know
I like Diet
it's
Coke,
probably whichever lines are the
McDonald's.
dirtiest.
No, it's not true. I can
know what
tell
it
clean
is.
lines.
Yeah.
That was the first thing my dad taught me when he owned bars. And I remember it was about cleaning the drains, because what comes out of the drains
Oh,
when
you've seen
draft
it, the
beer.
gurk?
I don't drink draft beer, needless to say. But yeah, you got to keep all
cleaned a
that
couple of
stuff
those,
clean.
so yeah.
Yes, we have, haven't we?
Yes. So.
I didn't even bring any of that up, but yeah,
Yeah,
in a whole nother lifetime, we used to make people happy and happy.
But going back to the question you originally asked me, how do you become number 52 globally? First of all, it's definitely a great husband. He's definitely stood behind me. It's a very hard job. People don't understand that our job is so demanding, 7 days a week, whenever you need us. This last market that we went through for 2 months was crazy. On demand for people, have to get in right away, $50,000 over the list, $100,000 over the list, and now the market's changing. So the one thing that I will leave everybody with today to let you know is that in today's market, you're gonna need to marry your house, and you're gonna need to date your mortgage. What do I mean by marry your house and date your mortgage? You might overpay a little bit right now, but interest rates will come down and you can refinance it. So you're married to your house, and that's the way it was back in the 50s.
Yes, it
You stayed in
was.
your house for 30 years. So, interest rates will come down again, but they're expected to go to a high of 8.5% to 9% come January. And if that does happen, we will see short sales again. I am an expert in short sales. I could help people with that. So
How do they get a hold of you? And what's the best contact number and email if you're out there and you want to contact Laura about investing, buying, renting, selling? We'll give you her contact number, which is?
my phone number is 954-650-0827. And if you want to check out my website, it's Laura Sell, S-E-L-L. Pretty easy, just my name, Laura, L-A-U-R-A, Sell, S-E-L-L. Couldn't get that S, so you just got sell.com. And again, my number is 954-650-0827. And I can help you even if you just have a question and you're a new agent, you need to ask questions and want to learn how to become number 53, because I'm not going to give you my space. Let me know, I can help.
I've seen her talk to somebody who was getting into real estate and going, listen, you want some advice? And I can't give you that advice, but you'll have to stay tuned in. But I'm so glad that you're able to tune in to Connections with Tracy. We're here every Tuesday night from 7 to 7:30. And we will see you next Tuesday with Trish the Matchmaker Part 2, which is going to be really exciting because she's got some really great news to share if you're out there in the dating world and you're just getting beat up. Trish will be able to help you out. So thank you again for tuning in to Connections with Tracy. And that's all the time we have for tonight. I want to thank you for tuning in. And remember, stay connected and tune in to Connections with Tracy.